Hi, good morning. Come on in.
Hi, good morning. I'm Lena. Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you, Lena. I'm Chris. I'm in the HR department, and we'll be doing your interview for our accounting position today.
Thank you. I have a cover of my cover letter and my resume for you.
Great. Thank you so much for bringing that in. How are you this morning?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing very well. Love to see that the sun is shining today. A little bit cold out there,
A
though.
little bit cold.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. Like I said, I am Chris. I'm in the HR department here,
Okay.
and we'll be doing your first interview. So I have several questions that we'll go through today, and just answer to the best of your ability, and where you can provide examples. That would be great.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, let's jump in. So first, I guess, what made you choose accounting as a profession?
I love problem solving and math and attention to detail. Accounting is the epitome of all of that for me, where I can look at numbers and make sure that everything is correct. It clicks in my brain and it makes me happy to do it.
Okay, awesome. So a little bit more about you. What strengths will you bring to our team here?
Again, like I mentioned, attention to detail is one of my biggest strengths and something that is extremely important into accounting. I'm also a great team player. I love working with people, hearing out their ideas, and I like to consider myself a leader in that scenario, where I'd like to direct a team. And I think we'll work most to problem solving and, again, attention to detail, fixing problems, and making sure everything is correct for you guys.
Okay, that's great. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years?
I see myself enlisting in the Air Force and the Air Force Academy. That is my biggest goal and aspiration, is to get up there, get an officer position, and pursue accounting in the financial department of the Air Force.
Okay, understood. And how will this role, if we bring you on board in this role, how will this role help you accomplish that goal?
This is the fundamental stage that I would need for that. This is a great opportunity for me to develop new skills, work with new people, learn new systems, and expand my skill set in the accounting world.
Okay. And so, a little bit of a detailed question here. Through your accounting courses, tell me what you liked most and what you liked least about those courses.
The most, I did like the way that it was organized, the graphing and the way that the numbers, just everything lined up perfectly. When it was all even, that was the best part. The least part was when there was a mistake and I couldn't find it, but it always ended up working out. I always found the problem. I wouldn't say maybe the least, but probably the most challenging part of that whole class.
Okay, awesome. So tell me, you talked about being detail oriented. How do you feel about constantly needing to meet a deadline?
Needing a deadline is great. I feel like I'm always ahead of my deadlines. I like to stay on top of my work, and a deadline, that's just how much time I have. And I will always do my best to make sure that I am within that and even above it.
Okay, great. Tell me a little bit about how you ensure accuracy in your work.
Double checking and then having peer reviews. It's always good to have somebody else check your work, but it's also good to make sure that you go through and thoroughly check it again. You can't just go through something once and expect it to be perfect. You have to do it again and again to make sure that it has the right numbers and the right ending every time.
Okay, awesome. If you are unsure about something you're working on, what steps do you take to solve it?
First, I look through my memories to see if there's anything I've worked with before, just to see if there's anything I can use from my past to relate to this. If there's nothing I can do, then I seek help from a manager or from one of my coworkers to see if maybe they have some insight. Because once again, it's always good to take different opinions and find different solutions, because there's no one set solution when finding a problem. It's good to see other points of view. Sometimes you get too locked in and you just have to find somebody else to see it for you. So I think seeking help is the best way to solve that issue.
Okay, awesome. So you did mention earlier about working on a team. Tell me about how you work within a team.
I'd like to assume the role as a leader, though I am willing to let others take that spot. I do like to direct others. I'm very good at listening to people, and hearing out their ideas and creating something that everybody is confident in. It's important in a team for everybody to have their say and feel confident in what they're about to do. If not, then that team will fall apart. So you have to make sure as a leader to guide everybody into something that they're comfortable with doing.
Okay, great. And this is my last question for you. How do you deal with conflict with a coworker?
I'm happy to say I don't deal with conflict very much. But if I do like to speak with that coworker directly. It's best to hear them out. People just want to be heard. And so when listening to them, you have to hear it. And if it is a personal problem between us that can't be fixed by me changing something or them changing something, then it is best to take it to a supervisor and have them mediate that conflict between us.
Okay, great. Well, like I said, that was my last question for you. Again, thank you so much for coming in today. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much.
And we'll be back in touch soon
Thank
with
you.
next steps.